The chapter was a 0 out of 10 because there was no Bucky, there was no mention of Bucky, there was no going to Bucky's grave and paying your respect and mourning him. He's just completely not mentioned. The best Chainsaw Man character of all time that was smushed unceremoniously into oblivion by Mitaka, and just no one cares. Come on now. Come on. Besides that, though, the chapter was actually pretty good. So there's an interesting thing that's happening here, I find, with Mitaka that we've never really seen before, and that is this idea that the devil has not completely taken over her persona. It has allowed itself to be able to communicate with her within her mind, or at least this is how that she's perceiving it, and it can also take over her body at any point that it wants to. Now, the explanation that it gives as to why it didn't take over her mind completely is that it feels like it will be better for infiltration if she can still be her normal human teenage self and go to school and act normally. And so it'll be a better kind of like covert mission to kind of go in and look for Chainsaw Man, Denji, who is supposedly supposed to be there. I somewhat believe this is true, but I also kind of don't. I kind of believe that this is also part of the game that the War Devil would be playing, just to enjoy that sense of conflict, whether it's on a really small scale or really high scale. I would imagine that for its eternity of existing, it just enjoys causing that conflict, no matter how high or how low that is, because conflict is a war, right? It's a warring state whenever you have two opposing people, ideologies, goals, objectives, whatever it is. There's a war going on. War is conflict. So the more conflict that you can cause, no matter what it is, just kind of perpetuates its existence. And so if the War Devil is just causing conflict here with Mitaka, because look, it says that after we accomplish our mission and after I find Chainsaw Man, I'll give you your body back. I honestly think that's just a load of shit. I think that it's just playing with her and using that as a little bit of an excuse to get Mitaka to go along with it. And she doesn't even need Mitaka to go along with it. She can take over the body whenever she wants to, but it's that idea of playing games. It's that idea of control, right? Which, again, kind of reminding me of Makima, especially with her eyes and just giving me nightmares about her standing there with a dog leash, and then I hear a bunch of simps barking outside my window, and it gets really scary in here, man. But so far, I really like Mitsuka as a character. And I do like how this chapter kind of pulled a 180 from the first chapter, and we focus a lot more on her sort of like just her going about her day. We don't have any kind of crazy devil battles going on. We don't have anything. Actually, yeah, besides the War Devil just being there, we don't really have anything kind of crazy or supernatural actually happening in this chapter at all. It's very focused on Mitaka as a character, which is a very good way to restart your series up again. You get your first chapter that's just a balls to the wall, crazy batshit, introduce the best character ever with Bucky, and then in your second chapter, now we're going to start the building blocks of the things that are happening here. There's a couple of things that I really, really enjoy. Number one is I like, again, that Denji was not in this chapter. Whether or not they're going to go with Mitaka being the new main character moving forward, or, completely shifting the perspective, sort of, that's why it would be called Chainsaw Man Part 2, because in this version, Chainsaw Man's either going to be set up as, a side character or a legacy character or even an antagonist. I don't know what they plan on doing, but I like the idea of him not appearing yet. In fact, I'm fine if they keep Denji out for another 6, 7, 10 chapters even, and just slowly lead the breadcrumbs up until his eventual arrival. It's going to feel that much more badass, that much more cathartic, that if we kind of slowly build the anxiety up into his eventual return, then when he finally does, it's going to be a truly epic moment, and I think that I would appreciate that a lot more than just throwing Denji right back into it. Let's get a little bit more of a sense of this world and these new characters and the setting that we're at, and sort of slowly build to Denji rather than just kind of putting him in from the get-go. So really great writing tactic. I'm definitely a fan of it. I like the progression from chapter 1 or chapter 98 to chapter 99. Chapter 100's next. That's crazy. And usually, sometimes, a lot of the times, manga creators really make their 100 chapter and their 200 chapter, their milestones, a really big kind of momentous thing. I don't know if Chainsaw Man will go in that route, considering it only just returned. But hey, if you want an excuse to do so, that's definitely it. I also do like the idea that Denji is perhaps in this school and undercover in some way. So we're going to be having this sort of sneaky espionage going on within this school, which I like that. I like that setting. I like kind of doing it in the school format. And also, so you're going to have obviously the War Devil, which is undercover in Mitaka's body. And then you have Denji. Who knows? Is he going to be dressed as somebody else? Is he going to be hiding his identity? To what extent is he going to be hiding his identity? Or is it just a big bait and switch and he's not actually here, but he's just observing from somewhere else? Now, the War Devil also says that it kind of does gain more power the more people that it has under its control. And it meets this one character who I thought looked familiar. At first, I thought it was like Denji wearing a wig. And then I was like, no, wait, no. It's just, this character looks familiar. It's not Denji, but it was... the one dude, I can't remember. I honestly, like, I binged Chainsaw Man when I first read it, so forgive me, because a lot of the lore and details is, like, missing from my brain. I really have to go back and reread it. But this guy was in the first run of Chainsaw Man. He was a bodyguard of some sort. I can't, like, it's pissing me off because I remember him, but I don't remember him. Like, I remember him being there. I remember this character, but I don't quite remember, like, what he's all about. So someone is going to have to refresh my memory because I don't. But I know him. He's there. Like, I remember him. I just don't remember any, like, details about his personality. And that's pissing me off. So I'm going to have to go back and reread Chainsaw Man. So he's there, and I love this moment where she's like, hey, do you know where Chainsaw Man is, or something like that? And he's just like, no, but I hear he's here somewhere. And he has, like, no reaction whatsoever when the War Devil takes over. So he probably knows what's going on. If he doesn't know it's the War Devil, he's at least aware, and he's just kind of playing it off. And I like when she's like, well, do you want to be my boyfriend? And he's like, nah, I'm good. And then you get this awesome reaction face from Mitaka. She's just like, like, how dare you even ask that? Like, you're going to, like, make things so awkward for me when she's already feels so, you know, isolated and far removed from the crowd and you know, the mainstream and stuff. So it's just just a funny moment that kind of, like, makes you feel for her character even more. So yeah, so that's the setup, and that's the name of the game, is that we're going into this school where Denji is supposedly somewhere, perhaps in this Devil Hunter club. Mitaka is going to join. She's got the War Devil in her head, and now she's in the group with that character and some other third character who looks like they're going to shape up to probably be a pretty funny, like, amusing comic relief. I'm excited to see where this story is going to go because there's a lot of great setup here. And a lot of potential for crazy shit to happen. Like, is the War Devil going to get more people under its control while Mitaka is just kind of there forced to watch? And then, like, are they going to be subservient to Mitaka as well? You know, again, you're giving, like, Makima vibes. Their names are so goddamn similar too. But still, like, is that something that might happen? Where she's just going to find herself, like, having these like, servants in a way, you know? And now with the infiltration, who knows who is connected to who, and I hope that we're going to get more characters introduced also. So if you have this entire, like, devil hunting club and you meet more characters and they are familiar, like the boy character from earlier, it's going to be giving us a bunch of theories, ideas, and clues as to whatever is going to happen next. So hey, I'm on board. I'd enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think of the chapter below, besides the fact that Bucky was nowhere to be seen or heard of. You know, I know he's dead, but come on, man. A little justice for Bucky. Let's just have, like, characters and t-shirts, like, justice for Bucky. You know, let's go visit his grave. Let's leave some, like, birdseed. I don't know. But anyways, guys, tell me what you think of the chapter. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What is your theories of things moving forward? As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it will really help me out. Comment down below as well because that helps out in the algorithm. And if you want to subscribe and see some more manga reviews, anime reviews, or just me talking about whatever, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Would love to reach 100K by the end of the year. So if you guys wanted to help me out with that goal, I would be endlessly appreciative. If not, thanks for being here anyway. I appreciate you watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time.